Welcome to the Zepter Kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking with Zepter Masterpiece Cookware, which is a full range that includes pots, frying pans and even pressure cookers. We're going to demonstrate how Zepter products can contribute to creating nutritious, delicious meals and a healthier way of life. Today in the Zepter Kitchen I'm joined with Chef Marion. Marion, tell me, what are we going to be cooking today?
So we will be cooking a steamed fillet of cod with some vegetables, Mediterranean vegetables, and with couscous. Okay. And after that we will also be cooking a little breast of chicken.
Right.
Very simply and very tasty.
Tell me, what are we going to be used to cook these lovely ingredients?
So I will be using the Zepter Masterpiece collection.
Yeah.
So for the first recipe I will be using a pot, a strainer that I will transform in a steamer, and on top of that a serving bowl that I will use as a container to cook the couscous, just to show you how versatile the collection is.
So we're going to be layering up these pots and pans.
Exactly, because all the heat is coming from the bottom of one pot and will just be distributed. One of the characteristics of this pot, it is, as you can see, quite thick.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a multi-layered bottom who will accumulate all the heat and distribute it evenly in the pot. And as it is done with a stainless steel 1810, it's a very noble stainless steel. It will not oxidize, it is not porous, it doesn't change of color, it is completely chemically stable, and it is indestructible.
So they're going to look shiny and new for a very long time?
At least 30 years guarantee.
Okay, 30 years guarantee, and I think they'll last you a lifetime. Indestructible,
yes,
you say?
Completely, and they go in the dishwasher and they go in the oven. So we just put the spring onion and the chorizo just like that in the pot. As you can see, I'm using a metal spoon.
That's amazing. Yep.
All right. I will just reduce a little bit
and
the
that's
heat.
Not sticking to the bottom at all.
Not
Normally
at all.
Yeah, it's true.
Then I will just add a little bit of peppers, and as you can see, I still didn't add any water or oil or whatever. Then no ratatouille without tomatoes.
No, we wouldn't have a complete ratatouille without tomatoes, that's for sure.
So I go with cherry tomatoes that I just cut in half.
Yeah. It's looking so colourful already with the peppers and the tomatoes and the herbs, and it smells absolutely amazing.
And then we will just give a little stir.
Okay.
As you can see, my lid is still on it. But
and we're getting a nice even heat distribution at this stage as well.
You can see that it's absolutely not attaching in the bottom of the pot.
So it looks really appetizing with all these fresh, beautiful
colours. Needs to be, and you always have so many vegetables in your fridge and you do not know how to use them. You just mix them all together.
I noticed as well that the lid has just been, it's just hanging out on the side of the pan. Is that going to get too hot to handle? You're going to have to be careful with that.
Not at all. The good thing of it is that until you do not need to touch it, you know where it goes.
Yeah.
But when you need to touch it, then you've got backlight here and on the handle, so you can touch it. At any time, you will never be burnt. And if I ask you now to put your hand on the handles, you will see that it's warm, but it's quite comfortable.
I would expect to be burnt at this stage because obviously you see the tops here.
Yes.
But actually the material that's used doesn't conduct heat at all, so both the handles and the lid are completely safe to touch.
Exactly.
So you don't have to worry about using tea towels and gloves.
No, and you never know where they are. And as soon as you see a pot, you want to touch it and you forget that you do not have any towel. And then you burn yourself.
Yes.
So now we will use a strainer. Just to show you how versatile the pots are. So normally you will use that to be able to wash your food, but we will use it as a steamer.
Okay, so the pots and pans here are multi-purpose as well.
Completely multi-purpose and completely versatile.
Ah, great.
So we'll just ask you, Maddie, if you can give me a piece of fish. So this is the piece of cod that I put in my strainer that I will then transform in a steamer. So I'm just going back to my pot, and as you can see, the lid has a feature that I didn't describe you, which is a thermal control. So you've got 3 fields on it, yellow, green and red, and in it you can see the little black arrow who will tell you what is the temperature inside the pot.
So you don't need to look inside the pot to see what's going on.
Exactly.
Makes it a lot easier.
So now we've got our vegetables, our fish, and to complete the dish we will just add a little bit of couscous.
Lovely, okay.
Right?
I feel like this might be the 3rd tier on our snacking system as well.
Winning! Couscous is very, very easy to do. So as you can see, we've got it here. We will put a little bit of salt.
Right. But just to add a bit of flavour.
Flavor and taste. And we will just cover it with a little bit of water just to be able to make it fluffy. All right? Thank you very much. So what I will just do is to stack the couscous on top of the pot. So Maddie, may I ask you to give me the serving bowl?
Okay.
That we will just turn upside down.
So again, we're using a multi-purpose tool here. What was a serving bowl is now becoming a nice hot plate to warm the couscous on.
Exactly. So it's what we call the stacking system. And as the material is the same from the bottom to the top, everything is in stainless steel 1810. So it will conduct the heat until the top of the tower.
So we're going to get that optimum 95 degrees temperature in every single layer of this stacking system.
And so I just put this one on top of it, and to be able to control the temperature until the top, I just put the lid back on it again, and it will indicate me the circulation of steam.
So we have our vegetables cooking and their lovely juices, we have the fish that's steaming, and the couscous is soaking up the water. So what can we do in the meantime, just whilst that's finishing off?
The thing is that we could do now a nice fillet of chicken. The thing is that it's cooking on its own, and we do not need to do anything to have a fantastic dish at the end.
Okay, so we don't need to touch it anymore, but it is worth noting that these pots and pans will also work on an induction heater. So if we just swap over.
With pleasure, Maddie.
And then just finish the heat or the cooking process slowly off on this.
So I will just take it from there to there.
And then that will just finish cooking on the induction heater.
Yes.
And I'll get you some chicken.
So as you can see, Maddie, I choose some skinless chicken, so that you can't tell me that the fat that I do not put on my pot to do not have the chicken attaching is coming from the skin.
I won't tell you that. So normally I would use oil, or in fact I'd just put the chicken skin side down and then I'd cook it in its own oils and fats. But actually with the Zepter system you don't need to do that. You can just simply use just skinless chicken, so it's really lean and very, very healthy.
So as you can see, Maddie, my chicken is still alive. I just put it straight into the pot without anything on it.
It does make me feel nervous because, I don't know, with the pans that I've certainly been using at home, that would now be an absolute nightmare to clean.
Yes.
But it won't be?
No.
Okay.
Promise.
So that chicken has just gone straight into the pan. We haven't used any oil and there's no skin on the chicken at all.
So now, as you can see, you start to have, can you see, Maddie, a little bit of coloration in the back, in the bottom of your pot?
Yes.
So it indicates me that my chicken is
ready for turning.
Ready for turning.
There we are.
Okay.
And we're getting nice coloration as well, even without the use of oil. We're still getting a nice sort of browning of the chicken there.
Because the chicken is a lean meat, but it's got fat in it. So it's this fat which is coloring, and you do not need to add any of it. So now I have to ask you, how do you like your chicken?
How do I like my chicken?
Tomatoes on it?
Yes.
So let's go for the tomatoes. A little bit of confit tomatoes.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to make it, we will pretend that we are south of France now.
And again, no oil, no water, everything is just going straight into the pan.
Do you like basil?
I love basil.
Okay, so let's do for a little of basil.
So like we did with the vegetable dish, we're just using fresh herbs for our flavouring instead.
So here is my basil, that as you can see, I just pour on the top. The smell is already quite good. So Maddie, as you can see, tomatoes in, confit tomato and basil. So now we will just put the lid on.
And the lid, it just fits so snugly inside the pan, so we're not going to be getting any of that excess spillage at all.
No, and so all the steam is completely in it, and if it was escaping from the side, it just tells you that you have to reduce the heat, so you save energy.
I know. So now I think we should return to our vegetables, our fish and our couscous and see how they're getting on.
You're hungry?
I'm starving. Okay, so I'm just going to try some of this chicken, and what we're looking for is a lovely moist chicken breast. Absolutely perfect, really juicy, incredibly succulent. Here we go. And again, that is so tasty as well, considering we've got nothing in there at all, just apart from a bit of rock salt. You can really taste the vegetables inside both the chicken and the fish. That's a big thumbs up.
Thank you, Maddie.
No, thank you for being with us here today in the Zepter kitchen. And of course, if you are interested in any of Zepter's products, or especially anything from the Masterpiece Cookware collection, then just visit the website zepter.com and we'll see you soon.